Okay, what's going on, everybody? My name is Mangg. Welcome back to Hanging with Mangg. Episode 372. We are playing some... You guessed it, Cataclysm Bright Nights, actually. This is not Dark Days Ahead. This is Cataclysm Bright Nights, which is very similar. Mostly the same game. But with some changes to make it more casual, I suppose, in a sense. Not that much more casual, but a little bit. Yeah, so during this week, I was like, I want to record something like a board game or something on TTS. And I was gonna record another, like, the second scenario in Seventh Continent. Because now I actually own the game, so I'm like, okay, I could just go through the second scenario, and we could just have some fun with that. Because I could just play the second scenario, but for some reason, stuff on, like, TTS and, like, board game things, playing solo, it's just so much more interesting when I do commentary for it, and I just explain my actions as I go and stuff. Whether or not it's interesting to watch, I have no idea. And so I was like, already, I was sitting there, I was like, okay, I should do this. This could be good. And then I was like, oh, well, what else could I record? You know, let me look over my options, blah, blah, blah. And then in the end, I was like, oh, you know what I could do? Instead is I could try out Cataclysm Bright Nights, because I said at some point that I was going to do that. And we never got around to that. I had stopped playing Cataclysm like a month ago or so. You know, I just moved on to other things for the moment, but then I was like, alright, let's try Bright Nights out. So I started recording Bright Nights. I recorded 10 videos of that, each, you know, an hour long. So a decent chunk of video there. I have no idea when we're gonna upload that. And, yeah, then as soon as that run ended, because it did, unfortunately, come to an end, as soon as that run ended, I started up another one on my own, and I've just been playing it nonstop. It's just, like, played for, like, 11 hours straight yesterday of just Cataclysm. I can't get enough of this game. It's just insane. I think it might be my favorite game of all time. I don't know. I mean, I haven't... Comparatively to some games I've played, you know, it's still relatively recent. I haven't put in, like, a stupid amount of hours into them yet. But, yeah, it's just so good, and I know I'll be playing it for years and years and years. And, you know, it's all these the development that's going on with it, the mod development, it's just too fucking good, man. So, Yeah, I would say at this point expect Cataclysm videos for years, on and off. My concern streaming this run that I've been doing is that I've been doing so well up to this point. Now that I finally stream it, I'm gonna die. But anyways, so yeah, this week on this channel, we had Inscription. Inscription's going to continue on. Now, there is a point halfway through the Inscription Let's Play I'll warn you about. There's a point halfway through where I sort of give up. And I say that I don't think there's going to be another video. Do not be fooled by that. There are more videos. Oh, nice. So just as a heads up for those watching that playthrough. And there's a tough zombie in the way, huh? Okay, I'm not overly concerned about that. Okay, not overly concerned about that. We also did a detective, so that was sort of like my board game thing. That was what kind of inspired me to maybe do some other board game stuff. That's done now. It was only 3 parts, and I don't think that we're gonna do another one. In the future we might, but for now I'm not sure if or when I'll be able to get somebody else to play with it, and I'd rather play it with other people, so... but that's that. Man, if your thirst isn't sated after fucking 3 cans of soda, I don't know what to tell you, man. You're a thirsty boy. I just don't want to run into, like, a fucking brute or a skeletal juggernaut. This all seems like pretty low-level shit. Right, what was I talking about? What was I talking about? Right, oh yeah, so Detective, that's done. Inscription, that's gonna continue. That's gonna continue this week, and then we're gonna go back to RimWorld, I said. Because I still have, I want to say, like, 15 or so RimWorld videos. Maybe a dozen, I don't know. What game is this? This is Cataclysm Bright Nights, which is a fork of Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead. There are videos on my channel. I really gotta make better armor. If you're interested, there's videos on my channel of Dark Days Ahead. And, There's obviously other videos on the internet, but it's, like I said, I think it might be my favorite game of all time. I just can't really get enough of it. Kind of looks like Caves of Cud. Sort of, in the sense of it's a 2D roguelike RPG. That's sort of where the similarities stop, though. Cataclysm is far, 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 far more in-depth than Caves of Cud. I tried out Caves of Cud, and I played it for like a day, and it just didn't compare. Fuck! A flesh angel? That seems like a really bad thing. Don't want to fight a flesh angel. Maybe I should retreat. let's get the hell out of here. Anywho. Anywho. So yeah, RimWorld, and then once Inscription is done, we're gonna put up some Castlevania Symphony of the Night, I think. My run of Cataclysm Bright Nights will get uploaded at some point, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I might just throw it out there, because I don't know how many people are really interested. And, yeah. We also have Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker, although that has now been delayed. Very surprisingly. Release was on the, like, early access, I think, was on the 19th or something like that. And now it's been delayed 2 weeks. So pretty surprising. I did not watch like the announcement video or stream or whatever it was. From what I understand, Yoshi P was like in tears. Because I mean, it is a big deal. That's a lot of people, you know, disappointed. You know, it's fine. It's not like that big of a deal, but it is a disappointing thing, both on our end and their end. So, he takes it very seriously. So, it's fine. Whenever it comes out, that's when it comes out. I was gonna store some antiseptic in my car. Got some Prozac. It's important for the apocalypse. And I need to repair my long underwear. Keeps getting torn up. Did I ever give Cultist Simulator a try? Not really. It seemed like just too busy. It just kind of overwhelmed me. I didn't give it much of a try. I should go back to it, but the little try that I gave, it was just a little overwhelming. I like turn-based stuff, and there was some very non-turn-based stuff going on with that game. Could just whip up some heroin. More joints. I've got 5 units of marijuana. A little crack. But we would need cocaine. I don't know how you get cocaine. Bandages. Okay. Dump this off. Yeah, Bright Nights is a little bit more forgiving when it comes to like hard drugs. Dark Days Ahead, they basically don't want you to ever do. They don't want you to ever do meth or crack. Like the penalties are. But I mean, it's sort of like, why would you do crack? But I mean, I don't know the specifics of what the effects are in either game, but see, I went through Dare, so I know to stay away from crack. So I've never I was using some marijuana because it helps with your morale. Anywho's, what was I talking about? Yeah, so Inscription, RimWorld, Castlevania Symphony of the Night, Final Fantasy XIV, Endwalker once we get to it, so on and so forth. But also the Lost Ark English closed beta is going on right now, and I got into it, of course, because I bought like the premium shit. Of course I got into it. And I was like so excited. I was like, yeah, English beta. And then I spent like 10 minutes on it and I was like, I kind of want to play Cataclysm though. So I haven't touched it since then. It's really funny. Part of that is due to that normally I don't spend much time with betas because it's like I'll just play the game when it comes out, especially for like an MMO kind of thing. It's just, it's good, it's working, it's on the way, I'm all glad with that, but just call me when it's ready. We need to make more 357. Maybe FMJ. Yeah. FMJ. Load us up. Nice. Why not do crack? I don't know. I've never done it. I can't speak to the benefits or the drawbacks of doing such a thing. It is a foreign substance to me. Much like Nutella. Now, explosive crossbow bolts. I know all about that. Shot, scrap loaded. A lot of gunpowder in one shot. You can just shoot gold, though. I like that. I do like the idea of that. Can't make shotgun hulls. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, let me just spend my time reading. I haven't had Nutella. No, I talked about this before. See, if I never have it, then I don't know how good it is, and then I don't become, like, addicted to it. You know, as a fat person, you have to learn to just avoid trying anything that might be delicious. The less delicious things you try, the better. You know, perhaps it was a mistake that I discovered Qdoba. I don't know. Possibly. Now it'd be like, how could I live without it? See, but that's the issue. That's the issue. Over on the Exploring series, I released Inevitable. All the parts. The longest video on the channel. Over 7 hours long. Qdoba's like Chipotle. I don't know. Chipotle might be more well-known across the U.S. I'm not sure. Around here, Qdoba is definitely more well-known. But that is in Wisconsin. My mouth will be frosty. Oof. Oof, it's damn cold. Let me put on my keffiyeh. You didn't know I game. Gaming's practically all I do. Occasionally I have to take breaks from gaming to do my job. But then it's right back to gaming. Yep. I've been doing Let's Plays on YouTube for about a decade. Actually, a bit longer than a decade now. I started in early 2011. Okay, I think we're good on that. Head back out into the world. What else could I do? There's this little town. Could maybe clear this out. There's a hardware store. An animal pound. Skate park. An evac shelter. That's a damn close evac shelter to the town. I know there's an augmented abomination in this orchard, so that's to be avoided at all costs. Or we can start poking down here where there's a giant mall. That's what zombie apocalypses are all about. Or I just keep clearing out this town, although there really isn't much here that interests me. Voice is so good for reading. Well, thank you. Glad you enjoy the videos. So yeah, Inevitable. It hasn't been, like, destroying the charts or anything like that. But neither did the Ouroboros combined video when I released that initially. It just takes some time. It just takes a bit of time. I also... The reading I did of Psychosis has been getting some very favorable comments. It's also not blowing up in views, but maybe given time. Usually every October with all my extra videos, I have like one sort of solid hit. This month, this year, it was the Mystery Flesh Pit. That's like almost 700,000 views now, which is awesome. Also, the reading I did of Shadow over Innsmouth has been doing pretty well. Just finished watching episode 3 of my Inscription playthrough. Need you to free that wolf ASAP. Yeah, so the Inscription playthrough is all finished. It takes me a frustratingly long time to free the wolf. Yeah, I did a reading of the 2007 disaster report, which I was not aware of at all until someone suggested it in my Discord. So let it be known, I do read suggestions. Because it works out when I read suggestions sometimes, you know? It definitely occasionally works out, like when someone suggested SCP. Algorithm will pick it up eventually. Yeah, I mean, the algorithm provides. That's how YouTube works. Have I seen the subreddit for Mystery Flesh Pit? Yeah, I glanced at it. If normally, I don't do reading stuff. I do like more summary, deep dive kind of things. I just didn't have time in October to do that for Mystery Flesh Pit. Had I had more time, I would have really, read all through the subreddit and gone through all the documents and everything, but I was just reading the one thing, so I didn't need to know that much about it. It is interesting, though, and I wouldn't mind doing more Mystery Flesh Pit. So that was Mystery Flesh Pit merch. That's pretty funny. Pull out that Glock. Yeah, that was okay. OBS disconnected. So yeah, I'm glad I did Inevitable, but I'm also glad that it is over. Because now we can just move back to good old classic normal SCPs. There's a giant wasp down there. That's interesting. Is there a wasp? There is a wasp nest. Oh. So the disconnected again. That's really worrisome. Maybe it's a sign that I'm rambling too much. So, right. So Inevitable's done. So now, this week I worked on SCP-6820, titled Termination Attempt. This is an SCP about the Foundation utterly removing an anomaly from existence, so much so that they wiped out even the memories of the thing's existence. But that introduces the problem that they now have this massive, scary, anomalous weapon that they used, and they don't know why they built it, and it's still running. So leads to some good complications. One of the shirts says, I engaged in acts of industrial hubris against an ancient cosmic abomination in Texas, and all I got was this lousy t-shirt. That seems like a shirt that I probably should buy. That seems like a good shirt. Hello, intelligent nonsense. I am having a good day, because I am playing Cataclysm. and that is always a good day. Also, it's just nice after the last couple grueling months. It's nice to just have a weekend of nothing. So that's the SCP video for tomorrow then. Yeah, it's another Series 7, it's another 6000 SCP, but you know, it's a good sort of standalone one. There's a couple other ones I'm putting on the polls from earlier series that I think are good standalone ones. And that's pretty much it. We will... It's pretty much just SCP stuff, basic stuff, throughout the rest of the year. Except for Christmas Lovecraft reading. Horror at Red Hook, maybe? I don't know. We'll look into it. I'm sad how poorly the Edgar Allan Poe reading did. That bummed me out a little bit. But, I mean, to be honest, the views that I got for that were pretty much standard for, like, Lovecraft readings a couple years ago. So, it just kind of takes time. You work warehouse at Best Buy. It's nice having nothing weekends. Yeah, I mean, that's how most people feel, I'm sure. Killer workout. I can imagine. The only thing I work out with my job is my brain. And that also gets old. "10 miles a day is your average distance walk." Damn. Hopefully you don't have to, like, pee in a jug like Amazon workers, though. What is my job? It's called the Exploring Series. It's a YouTube channel. I cover SCP content and stuff like that. Haven't checked out the Poe reading yet. You have at least one more view on it incoming. Excellent. It's just a good little story. You know, I think if you like Lovecraft stuff, you know, chances are you're gonna like some Poe stuff, because Poe is a big influence. You know, it's not cosmic horror or anything, so if you only like Lovecraft for the cosmic horror stuff, then maybe not, but I liked it. Didn't know if it was your main gig or if this was a side thing to a main job. No. I would be very hard-pressed. I'd be very hard-pressed without a college degree to find a job as successful as 800,000 subscriber YouTube channel. I think people with YouTube channels that size, if it's not their main job, then it's probably one of two things. either they're just completely opposed to the idea of relying on YouTube as a primary form of income, and they just, you know, they have some other, like, solid career that provides for them, and making the switch to just, yep, I'm a YouTuber, that's my full-time thing, is a bit too risky for them. Which I suppose I can understand. You know, before YouTube, I was just working for my parents, and it was just like, I had no career, so it wasn't like a big switch. The other reason I would say is if they live outside of the US. Ad rates and all that sort of stuff, revenue for being a YouTuber outside of the US can vary wildly, and can... Okay, my internet, or whatever it is, it's struggling today, so I'm going to try to wrap this up. But he was hoping to eventually be able to buy a house as a YouTuber. And that really shocked me, because at the time I had, like, a nice condo. And if you saw my recent house tour video and stuff, I mean, I'm doing pretty well for myself. So for him not to be able to afford, like, anything... The ad rates outside of the US must be really rough. Yeah, the stream keeps cutting out. So I won't keep this going for much longer. And it's really interesting between me and the Volgan, because we're very similarly sized channels, and we cover the same content and similar view numbers. I've surpassed him a bit now from what I've seen, but still, at the time, I think he was slightly ahead of me. Do I ever hop in my Discord voice chat? No. I'm very much an introvert. I like talking to myself in front of a microphone, but beyond that, I try to avoid all human contact. Do I ever think I'll make a video on the color out of space? Yes. That is my favorite Lovecraft story, so it's definitely on the agenda. I would say soon. Possibly that's what I'll do for Christmas. As that is quite a little Christmas present. Fucking skeleton juggernaut. Love just the carnage. The sheer carnage. Yeah. So I think that'll do us. Yes, I did see the Nick Cage film. I thought it was decent. Just a decent sort of horror movie with a little extra trippiness to it. I'm a fan of Nicolas Cage, so that definitely helped. And I'm looking forward to the director doing the Dunwich Horror. So, yeah. Right, control bot. Why don't you control that, bitch? Alright, so... Guess we'll leave it off there. Hard to get cosmic horror in films, right? Generally, yes. Yeah, that's why most people think Lovecraft's kind of unfilmable, but Color Out of Space was fine. Annihilation's good, yeah. listen to my stuff on Spotify when you're at work. Nice 7-hour stuff makes your day go faster. Glad to hear it. Anything I can do to help the people of the world. Okay, so, yeah, check out 6820 tomorrow on the Exploring series. On this channel, we've got some more Inscription coming, and some more RimWorld. Variety stream on Wednesday, possibly that, Forgive Them Father, or Forgive Me Father, whatever the hell that name was. The one that Durden recommended. Forgive Me Father, that's what it is. It's like a Lovecraftian first-person shooter with a comic book style. I don't know. Could be interesting. It's in early access. It seems like the kind of thing that fits the variety stream. Beyond that, yeah, we didn't do Two Brothers Play because Lego's work schedule is far more erratic than mine. And so that should continue this coming Saturday, I hope. But alright. I'm just gonna keep playing Cataclysm. Alright. Thank you all for joining and chatting with me on this lovely Sunday. My name is Mangg. This has been Hanging with Mangg. I will see you fine folks next week.